Right, so we're gonna start. What the fuck did we just watch? Easy.
Man, look, I was supporting. I put on the hat, Francis.
You put on the hat for me. By the way, no official, no tying in with Conor McGregor and Celtic. It's just a lot of green. I had a lot of green in my house. I was ready for him. I was ready to support him, but he just jumped to a class that the punches just carried so much more weight. Of course, that sounds easy when you're like, okay, he's in a 170 division. But when you see his face, people are like, this is the moment when he was caught underneath. No, that wasn't the moment. No. It was when one of those punches that carried weight, the combo landed, and you could see it in his face. He was like, shit. And one thing that my girlfriend, I need to give her credit for this, she said that he reminded me of someone at a party that's that drunk they need to throw up, but they don't want to throw up in front of everyone. So he was just like, I'm fine, and he just wandered.
So if we break it down by time, like the first round, we kept saying to each other, and we have our buddy Charlie who's off camera here, who's watching with us. We'll give you credit, Chuck. So we're watching the first round, and McGregor's a very simple but strategic move is he keeps working to cut that eye.
Left,
and
yeah.
Diaz, man, he bleeds. He bleeds a lot, so it always looks worse. So he cut that eye, and he kept doing the spinning kick. And it seemed like he was trying to land one of those. He never could get one of them down, and he kept working that same strategy. The second round comes around, it's 2 minutes into it, and Diaz lands that combo. McGregor didn't stand a chance once that happened. We kept screaming. He
defend
looked
yourself.
Woozy.
Yeah, defend yourself.
He looked woozy, and then Diaz saw the opportunity, took him to the ground. But once that combo was hit by Diaz, he had two clean cuts right on McGregor's head, and it was. If he survived that round, I don't know what would have happened, but my feeling was McGregor looked beat halfway through the second round.
And that's what we were all like instinctively watching this. We were like this with our arms, like just put your arms up, like defend yourself, because it almost looked it was hard to watch. Now I understand there's people out there that are like, he's talked so much shit, he's talked himself into this, he deserves it, and you guys are fully within your own right to say that. I'm a fan of Conor McGregor. It was hard to watch. Nate Diaz, all due respect to him, because after that first interchange with him when McGregor first caught his eye, I was like, it's only a matter of time. But Nate Diaz is rarely knocked out and he's rarely submitted. He's a warrior in there. Yeah. It takes a lot to take him out. McGregor, I'm telling you, this is the one quote that might throw people off. He is lucky that Dos Anjos pulled out of this fight, because I think it would have been bad, because that jump just showed its significance there with that power. If he would have fought Dos Anjos,
Thank you.
I know people are like, oh, it was one off, he's going to bounce back. Man, if he fought with Dos Anjos, fellas, I'm a McGregor fan, I think it could have been really bad. I think he could have been out early on.
It's a big what if. I think it's a 2-minute fight. I mean, because first of all, Dos Anjos, I think, is a better fighter than Nate Diaz. And there are different styles of fighters, but still, that's a weight class jump. That if you wanted a clear-cut example of what it looks like to jump weight classes, there it is. Pound for pound power is a lot stronger. Granted, the one thing we have to keep in mind is McGregor is still the title holder for his the championship belt holder for his weight class before he made this jump. So I still think he dominates that division. It's just a matter of, can you make the jump again? Will it let it happen? So in addition to that, I'm a McGregor fan too. But karma's a bitch, because, let's see. Jason, you going to bet on Chad Mendes or Conor McGregor? I think, man, no one's taking Mendes in this fight. I'm going to take Mendes. Lose money. And then Jose Aldo, who I was always on the Jose Aldo train. I'm definitely taking Jose Aldo in this fight. McGregor's all talk. There's no way. And Jose Aldo loses in 5 seconds. That was the quickest loss of money I've ever had in my life. Yeah. This time I finally go, I'm done. I'm done betting against Conor McGregor. And I bet on Conor McGregor.
I know. So thanks a lot for that.
Fuck. God damn it, man. Now I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I don't think I know what to do. I don't think the Irish in Vegas know what to do. I don't know what anyone knows what to do. But Nate Diaz, congratulations to him. I'm just going to hang my head.
I don't want to say it.
In this.
I don't like Nate Diaz. I know he won. He won rightfully. He won the right way. He is the true beater of Conor McGregor. I'm going to put it that way. But I don't like saying it. And I know for the UFC product, it's not a good thing. Nate Diaz is not who Dana White wants winning all of this championship belt. So I guess it's Nate Diaz versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Or do we get a Dos Anjos versus McGregor? What happens?
If I'm Conor McGregor,
next?
I need to think about how I am not just building myself up to that weight class, because you can build your muscles. Like, first thing and another thing, before we wrap up, credit to McGregor for being humble in a loss. Like, he was very humble. The way he said his words in the final speech, it hit home. He's like, I'm humble in winning as much as I'm humble in defeat. So But I think you can train your body, you can train your muscles. You can't train your jaw to take a punch that comes from a guy who's 20 pounds heavier than what you're used to taking. Like, he needs to really think about, I feel like, and we're talking with our friend Charlie here again, another mention off camera, who said that he wanted to do it so quick. It's like, you know what, I'm going to jump this weight class and I'm going to win this fight. Right. And everyone was on board with it. Fuck yeah. You're going to win this fight? Of course. I'm going to be on board with a UFC fight that's going to take this. But the realistic idea of this whole thing is like, your body sometimes just can't allow you to do that. McGregor tried, and we're all here to see his downfall. He's going to have to bounce back. It's probably the biggest knockout we've seen since Ronda Rousey.
I was going to say, and it wasn't even the only underdog win of the night. First of all, the difference between the undercards and when we got to Miesha Tate and Holly Holm, which we're going to touch on really quick for everybody. Miesha Tate's fight, man, she's
an awesome fight.
Fucking warrior, and I love both those fighters. I like Holly Holm. I like watching Miesha Tate, and I think it's put something to rest. Ronda Rousey isn't the end-all, be-all of women's MMA. Yeah. Miesha Tate and Holly Holm put on fireworks for a crowd, and they were pumped for it. And I want to see a rematch between those two, and I want to put Rousey aside.
Yeah.
Before we get home, Rousey 2, let's see Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm 2. Because Tate had one way of winning that fight, and that was a takedown. We saw in the second round where she almost had her, and then she dominated the fifth round and finally got it. And just the look on her face is kind of what makes this sport great, because you saw her in the interview, she was like brought to tears in excitement, ecstatic, all the adrenaline with it. That was an amazing fight, all in all. Those two alone made for an amazing UFC 196.
Yeah, there was more ups and downs in that fight than a Nicki Minaj silhouette. Like, it was unbelievable seeing how Holly Holm bounced back on one round, and then you see Miesha Tate come back again and try to get a submission. In one round, she couldn't get it. She was holding her around the neckline, but just above the jaw.
By the way,
you're gonna look at Nicki Minaj?
No, I asked.
Oh, wait.
I asked for where are the MJ Miesha Tate, the MJ Conor McGregor memes,
and they came in abundance.
People do not disappoint, everybody.
No, they
don't. Thank you, internet.
And they hit it hard. Miesha Tate deserves all the credit as well. You've seen it in her face. She was delighted with the win. She adjusted her game throughout, and I honestly didn't see it coming to that point. I thought Holly Holm was just going to hold it towards the end. I don't know who
she won the rounds.
I thought she won the middle rounds.
1, 3, and 4 were Holmes. Arguably 1 was Tate, but 1, 3, and 4 were Holm.
Yeah.
And 2 and 5. I mean, obviously Tate won the fight, but 2 and 5 all Tate.
And it's a sign of a good fighter who understands that you may not be you're on the fence at that point. You have to go for something that you think's gonna win. If Holly Holm thought she could flip her over, the sheer tenacity to hold on to someone with your dear life at that point. Her face spoke 1,000 words. Credit to her. Again, you can tell we're really passionate about this. We loved watching this card from start to finish. A hell of a fight throughout. So we want to see what's happening next. Make sure to go and check us out on YouTube. I know this is a Facebook video. I wanted to give it to you as quick as we could. Make sure that on Monday we've got a full recap, full breakdown. We've got a special guest coming in, I believe, to talk about how the fight broke down, everything that went into it. So make sure to subscribe. Hit us on Twitter, Francis_Maxwell, Jason Rubin 91, TYT Sports. I'm gonna get drunk.